In a world striving for progress and equality, the empowerment of women stands as a cornerstone for societal advancement. Far from being merely a moral or ethical imperative, women's empowerment is a vital necessity for sustainable development and a more equitable future. From economic growth to social stability, the benefits of empowering women reverberate across every aspect of society. Women United for Social Transformation WUSTRA, under the leadership of JUDITH OCHIENG, is working with women who share in their vision to help empower them and their children as well. Born and raised in the densely populated informal settlement of Korogocho, Nairobi, JUDITH OCHIENG is no stranger to hardship. Her childhood was marred by violence, abuse, and systemic neglect, a reality many young girls in the area still face today. But rather than let her past define her, JUDITH transformed her pain into a mission to change the lives of adolescent girls and young mothers.
I'm the founder member of the Women United for Social Transformation organization, or in short, WUSTRA. Women United for Social Transformation is a it's a women-led organization, but not limited to male leadership. But we founded it on the basis of addressing the social issues affecting adolescent girls and young women in Korogocho. And some of these social issues, our major theme or our major focus being on addressing issues of teenage pregnancies and how to support the pregnant and parenting adolescent girls in Korogocho. Mimi nilizaliwa huku Korogocho, nimelelewa huku, nimesomea huku. So I call this place home. So, and like many other people who run away from home when circumstances get tougher, I decided to remain home so that I can change home. My childhood life was not that it was not that good, but again, it was not that bad. No matter how much struggles my parents went through, they made sure that at some point I got the basic education. That was primary education and secondary education, which was not later that easy, but due to support from other well-wishers and other non-governmental organizations, specifically Miss Coach Kenya, that's when I met them, and they managed to help me get into school, secondary school. That was not again that easy, because in around 2007, everything went wrong due to the post-election violence that triggered a community with suppressed emotions. The environment triggered the emotions people had suppressed, and it was during that time that you could see the clear picture of who your colleague has been, of who your friend or neighbor has been, and it portrayed a picture of a community with different ethnic diversities, a community that had lived together as a family, but now being divided by divisive politics that brought a lot of tension and a very, very tense political atmosphere in Koch. Since Korogocho is has its own dynamics as compared to other slum areas in Nairobi or maybe in Kenya, Korogocho has 9 villages. And the 9 villages, in each village is occupied by people who share common similarities, like the ethnic groups, the religion, or maybe the social life. So during that time, life became so difficult because my support system, who was my dad, became sick. And after the violence and the election issues went down, people got back to school, but I was unable to raise my fee. So it was very difficult for me, because the organization that I relied on to get my education, people went their own ways due to divisive politics. And remember, this one was an organization, it was a youth group that was brought together by common objective, a girl child empowerment. And then by that time they faced challenges and everybody went their ways. and the girls in the program were just like, where do we start? So out of resilience, I could stay in school for a whole time. I could go for maybe 2 or 3 weeks. Sometimes back during that time, Korogocho was not a place to visit. It was a place that was full of these hooligan groups, and there were so many bases or hotspots where these people could sit and stay. And because of that, young girls like me then became more vulnerable, and this one increased as a result of sexual gender-based violence, drugs and substance abuse, so that people could fit in a certain cocoon. And then from that, I went back to the organization where I was supported, just to ask for some. I wanted to give back to the community because my interest was in the community.
Driven by resilience and a deep understanding of the struggles in her community, Judith founded WUSTRA, Women United for Social Transformation, a grassroots initiative with a simple yet powerful vision to empower pregnant and parenting adolescent girls and young women in Korogocho and its environs.
I was lucky to be part of a research team, a research that was done by again an organization in Koch called Miss Koch Kenya, with another organization. We were trying to map the young girls within Korogocho who were at the age of 20 years mothers. So we realized that during the meeting people were trying to argue out numbers, and we measured our thoughts in around 100. But when we went to the ground, we realized that Korogocho, we had mapped more than 250 young girls with either a pregnancy, the first or the second, or with babies at maybe 19 years and below. So we realized that it was a crisis. So I, together with a colleague, went back and said that this is a problem or an issue that needed to be addressed. Later on, I again was lucky to be part of a research team and of a project called the PPA project, Pregnant and Parenting Adolescent Project. It was a research funded by APHRC. And the organization Miss Koch Kenya was implementing it, and we managed to be part of it. So this one gave me a clear understanding of what the society is all about in teen pregnancies, because I could realize that there were so many gaps. So from that point, I came up with the initiative of Women United for Social Transformation. And what triggered this one was as a result of my own personal experience of intimate partner violence that made me challenge myself.
WUSTRA focuses on 3 major areas, that is, gender-based violence, teenage pregnancy, and access to contraceptives.
In economic empowerment, we train girls in financial capability skills, the skills that help them in managing the small money they get and the small resources they have that help them boost their economic livelihoods. And again, we also have psychosocial support and prevention of sexual gender-based violence. So because most of these girls are very young and they are minors, therefore anybody who engages in sexual activity with a minor is we term that as maybe defilement. So most of the girls we have in the program are below 18 years. And then when you go deeper into their stories, you realize that these pregnancies were as a result of gender-based violence. If somebody goes through violence, they need psychosocial support. We do our basic counseling skills, and if we realize that there is need for further referrals, we refer the girls to other institutions. So we also do, I talked about sexual reproductive health. We also do issues on mental health support system, because, as I explained earlier, we incorporate mental health at points with GBV because they intermarry.
Judith often emphasizes that teenage pregnancies in Korogocho stem from a combination of poverty, sexual violence, lack of information, peer pressure, broken homes, and low access to reproductive health services. These root causes, she says, must be tackled holistically.
Some of the contributing factors, number one is gender-based violence. Gender-based violence because sometimes a young girls need attention, they need care, they need parental love, but you find out that this girl is being raised up in a very hostile environment. The home is the home where she comes and should call home and feel at home is not accommodative. So this girl will walk out and find people who pretend to be appreciating them, and yet ironically they want to use them for their own gains. So this girl will go and seek solace outside there, and we have seen so many girls going out, and in the end they fall prey of teenage pregnancy just because she wanted to be comforted.
WUSTRA's success lies in its hands-on approach. Partnerships with like-minded organizations have further strengthened WUSTRA's ability to provide counseling, education, legal aid, and economic empowerment opportunities.
As a new organization, and as an organization without any donor funding, except maybe for a partnership we're working with, and we don't have direct fundings, so we have achieved to do a lot of things in the community because of partnership. So our partnership, the rate at which we're partnering with other organizations is just commendable, and we really do most of our activities through partnerships. We identify an organization that does something similar to what we want to do. We get to paperwork and do our objectives, and we do our requisition. And when they buy the idea, we work as a partner. So another success is that we have managed to change the lives of so many girls, like helping them restoring their dignity and identifying themselves once again, and being ready to move on with life. We've also referred girls who are in very abusive relationships to safe houses that are within, and to organizations that have shelters like Moyote. We've referred girls we have rescued to Moyote, and Moyote is really helping out with rescuing the girls and providing shelter for them. We have also made sure that our girls get the required medical interventions they need, like the treatment of STIs and UTIs is just a top-notch, and just something we are very proud of, because all the cases we have identified have been referred. And another one is we have managed to create a safe space for us, for the girls. The girls really feel comfortable in our presence. They can speak out their stories, and I believe they have shared their stories with you too, and you have realized. So we have made them believe in themselves. We have helped them to regain their self-confidence back, and now they can speak their stories because we have made a safe space for them.
Every girl has a story. Most were written off, but today they are rewriting those stories with strength and dignity, Judith says with pride. WUSTRA has impacted hundreds of girls, helping them reclaim their self-worth. But the journey hasn't been easy. Judith cites some of the major hurdles encountered.
Some of the challenges that when the community sees you set up such as an office, they now have the NGO mindset. They know hapa kuna pesa. People come with many problems. Some people don't understand our objectives and what are our areas of operation. So some come with when they're in need of school fees, they need food basket. Some want to be assisted to raise medical bills, and that one is not a part of our objective. So that is another challenge. And that's one of people think that this one is just some muzungus have banked us with some good money. Yes, I know even after you guys are gone, some will come and tell us, hata sisi mtugawie. So most people think that, hey, hapa kuna pesa, but I wish they knew how we are struggling to at least sustain the organization.
Her dream is to officially register WUSTRA as an non-governmental organization, enabling it to access more support and expand its programs to reach more girls across Nairobi and beyond.
In the nearest 10 years, I want to see the organization registered as an NGO. I want to see the organization that operates within the country, now not just within this geographical location, but we can operate countrywide, and we are able to support and reach many girls, and also have interventions of preventing teenage pregnancies, because teenage pregnancy is not something to be proud of. It is something that needs to be prevented by all means. So I want to see us having being able to manage and to prevent teenage pregnancies among young girls, and to see an organization of women who are empowered and can sustain themselves.
From the narrow alleys of Korogocho, Judith OCHIENG is sparking a quiet revolution, one girl at a time.
Nimezaliwa home but nikagrowia huku Gomongo, nikaenda shule huku. Cause venye nilizaliwa nikaka kidogo, dada kapass, so mama hakuwa anaweza kunilea, so nikaamua kukana relative wakaamua kunichukua kunisomesha, wakanisomesha mpaka kufika 8. Then ile pia pressure ikafanya nikashika ball, then nikazaa nikiwa na hopes za kurudi shule. Then hapo ndo masomo yangu iliisha juu sikuwa na ule mtu wa kunirudisha shule. Ndo nikapatana na Judy akiwa na hii organization, ni alinitafuta hii organization ya WUSTRA, akaniita, akaniongelesha, nikamu-explain ya story yangu, akaamua kunisaidia, akaniambia nitakuwa nakuja klasi yake.
Nilizaa na 15 years. Haikuwa rahisi cause niko peke yangu. Nilikulisha mtoi wangu akiwa na 2 weeks ndo nilimpatia chakula juu sikuwa na maziwa. Since sikusoma, kuget job ni ngumu. Nilikuwa na beshte yangu pia ni young mother, akani introduce kwa Judith. At least hiyo wakati yeye ndo alikuwa ananifundisha venye naweza lea mtoi wangu juu sikuwa najua. Venye naweza ondoke hiyo stress na venye naweza kuwa na peace of mind. Juu ndio nilikuwa nahitaji.
Ijakuwa rahisi, like my life ijakuwa rahisi growing up here. Nilipata my first born at 15. I was raped na mwenye sijai wajua till today. I was raped na from there nikapelekwa OC, nikaenda OC, nikapimwa, sikuwa na ugonjwa but kidogo like kukaa, ndo nikakuja kujua nilikuwa na mimba. Nikalea tu mimba nikazaa but sikuwa ipenda mtoto. Like venye tu naweza penda mtoto, unajua kwa njia yenye nilimpata nayo si ile nje nzuri, so nilikuwa nimeishi tu kumchukia. Sasa kupata first born haikuwa rahisi kukaa home. Sasa ikabidi niende to early marriage. My mom ndo alikuwa supportive but ana hiyo job stable, like anaweza saidia tu like kidogo tu. But niko na mentor, mentor wangu anaitwa Judy. So sometimes kama vitu ziko difficult, nakimbia kwa nani? Kwa Judy. So through yeye nilitoka kwa ile toxic marriage. Through yeye mimi ni mimi venye niko today. And through yeye nililearn kupenda ule mtoto mwenye nilipata kwa njia yenye si vizuri. And through yeye ndo amefanya niko mahali niko sahi.
Her past may have been shaped by pain, but her future and that of many girls is being rewritten with purpose.
My motivation is my resilience and the go-getter person I am. Because were it not for my resilience, I would maybe done something bad like committing suicide. Maybe because of my experience or what I went through. But I was motivated and decided to create something positive out of the negative things I went through, which is a rare case in most people. Most people go through difficulties in life, but they decide to end it there. But I felt motivated because I challenged myself and decided to do something positive about my experience. So my advice to the young people out here is that challenges are there, but challenges are there to be overcome.